Market, the Whole Planet Edition. Pretty fun. Alright, so today on the show we have Jaimee Rondeau, our Associate Marketing Coordinator for the North Atlantic region. Dena Cherenson, our tireless producer. And then I'm here too, Matt Keller, marketing for the Cambridge and Somerville area. Hey Jaimee.
Hey, nice to be here. Thank you
so
very
cool.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit about your role in the North Atlantic region and how long you've been with the company and all that stuff?
Yeah, so I've been with the company for about almost 10 years now, and maybe, it seems like
10 years.
It seems like maybe that's about 10 years. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Decade.
Yeah, and I've kind of made my way through different departments, starting in our prepared foods department, customer service, and a bunch of different stores around the region, and now I do marketing with an awesome team. Yeah.
I'm lucky to have you.
Yes, that's it. You took the words right out of my mouth.
But that's the cool thing about Whole Foods Market. Like you can start like in prepared foods, like cooking.
Exactly.
As a prep cook, and you can end up like in the regional office doing marketing, or
Right.
as a cake decorator on the front end, or whatever. So
They definitely nurture our passions, and we have different directions we can take those in, which I'm very grateful for.
speaking of passions,
Yes.
we're here to talk about Whole Planet Foundation. So a little introduction. We are in our big fundraising push for the month for the Power Her Potential and Whole Planet Foundation, worldwide impact of the Whole Planet Foundation, and we're going to go over some team member experiences, Jaimee's in particular, which we'll get to in a bit, and supplier partners who are helping us along the way, which are all really fun things to talk about.
Absolutely.
So, do you want to go into Whole Planet a little bit, Dena?
Absolutely.
Be fun.
Yes.
All right, here we
Well,
go.
so it's one of our foundations that was started in 2006. And the mission is to alleviate global poverty. And we do that by providing microloans to people. And these, usually it's women. The women are given these small loans that are typically $182 to start, which is not a lot of money for here, but it's more in the United States. And we work with these microfinance organizations as well, and they actually they administer the loans to the women, and they provide mentoring, because a lot of times people, they don't have business experience, or and they provide them with all the support, and it's really magical to see.
And life-changing.
And life-changing. And we'll go into that more.
And both of you have seen this firsthand, right?
We have.
So that's exciting too. I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk.
We'll get there, we'll get
Well,
there.
we are. We're gonna get there, I promise.
Yes. So,
And that's it in a nutshell.
Well, that's a really brief, I mean, we could talk for hours about it, but there's a lot of information on wholeplanetfoundation.org is a great resource. And, it talks a lot about how this works and how the microfinance organizations work with the entrepreneurs.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
pretty amazing.
And we could let John Mackey talk a little bit about it.
Yes.
I have a video for us to watch. Let's see if this works here. There we
The
go.
Whole Planet Foundation's deepest purpose is to eliminate poverty on the planet Earth. I think there's almost an ethical obligation here. You can't lift people out of poverty. They have to lift themselves. But we can help empower them to do that. We're helping give them the capital they need to lift themselves out of poverty. The Whole Planet Foundation makes loans to poor entrepreneurs, primarily women. And they invest those microcredit loans in their businesses. It could be a little store on the side of the road. It could be, if they're in agriculture, it could be to buy a new cow. If they make clothing, it could be to buy a sewing machine. They're making investments in a sense, capital equipment, which increases their productivity and helps them to create more value for their customers. And that helps them to prosper, and as they prosper, their family prospers, and people begin to move out of poverty.
We focus primarily on women because women tend to take the profits from their businesses, the extra revenue they have, and they put it back into the family. They put it into nutrition, education, welfare, housing, and we feel that it is these improvements to the children that is going to help this family escape poverty. She may not be able to escape poverty on her own trying to feed 5 kids, but if these kids have better nutrition and better education, the chances that they will be able to escape poverty are greatly increased.
How can you not feel good about a company that in so little time, we have the Whole Planet Foundation, is now, we started out in 1 country, then 2, every day we seem to be adding a new country on it. So we're beginning to have a really major global impact.
We spend a great deal of time in the field, in the countries, looking at our partners before we choose one to give a grant to. And we have found many excellent microfinance organizations who work with the Grameen group from Bangladesh. We also work with Pro Mujer in several countries in Latin America. The Grameen method allows the women, empowers the women to choose the projects that they think they'd be most successful on. And we believe, this is the entrepreneurial spirit at the bottom of the pyramid, so to speak, at the lowest economic level among the poorest of the poor, and it works.
Our stores, our customers, our team members are giving directly through the Whole Planet Foundation to these organizations in the countries where we trade to help people with a handout to a better life.
I just like to help people out and see people do better all over the world, not just here in America. That's why I signed up for the Whole Planet Foundation.
You know how it feels sometimes to need your help, and so I think we should help other people to do their own business so they can treat their families.
I think the Whole Planet Foundation represents, in a very concrete way, that heroic impulse that our country has to change and improve the world. What do I think about the team member volunteer program? I wish I could go to one.
I wanted to go on the team member volunteer program, and I think it's important that other people do so because Whole Foods has such an impact on our global community. And it's really important to be able to see the impact that we make all around the world firsthand.
We now have team members that are going on Whole Planet Foundation trips and volunteering and coming back to share their stories.
I'm so thankful to be here in this beautiful place, and I just want to say thank you to all the people who are so gracious in donating to the Whole Planet Foundation. It's an incredible thing, and you should be proud of what you're doing.
Team members are human beings, and they want to contribute. They want to make the world a better place.
So I think probably the best way to help with the foundation, to work for the foundation, is work for the foundation locally in your stores, getting the awareness out, raising money if you have an idea of how to raise some money for us, or join the team member volunteer program and go to the communities and work that way.
I think one of the best things that the Whole Planet Foundation is doing is helping not just a few people, but hundreds of thousands of people to have lives that are deeper and richer. I think that everybody alive on the planet Earth has the right to flourish.
That's some great stuff right there.
It really is amazing and so impactful, and I know we all agree that it's incredible to work for a company that supports something like this. Whole Foods Market doesn't have to have these foundations. We do it as part of our core values and who we are as a company, and I'm very grateful for that.
Absolutely.
Well, and it's a lot too, like very immersive, like what we're
Yes.
doing. And to see all the different countries, including the United States,
Exactly.
which is
Yes.
on there. Like these loans are going to some women in the United States as well
Yes.
to help them build their businesses.
And
Which,
right around here, to be honest, right here in Massachusetts as well, so.
see, that's intense. It's
It
great.
is, yeah.
So a lot of good to be done.
There is.
Yes. And Whole Foods gives us that opportunity to do so. But yeah, we can go over like let's kind of delve into the program and we can talk about Whole Planet and the impact that it has.
Yeah, we'll get some more details
Yeah.
out there.
Absolutely. I mean, as we were just mentioning, it's a worldwide impact, and we've actually given out $69 million
Wow.
in funds, which is really amazing. And we've created, 2.6 million microloans. And so it's not just the 2.6 million, it's also all the people in addition who are impacted as well, the families and also the villages. It's pretty amazing.
It really is that ripple effect, right? You make one small change and then it just goes on, and because it's an investment in something that they can use to get themselves in a better economic place, it really just continues to build.
Right.
Absolutely.
And when they're saying they reinvest it in their family, which makes it
Exactly.
like so much bigger and so much more impactful, like in their communities and in their lives, you know,
Mhm.
so.
And kids get to go to school and then get to have health care and, on and on,
Yeah,
which is amazing.
it is.
So we have, there's a lot of statistics and these are all available on wholeplanetfoundation.com, but right now we have 760,000 active entrepreneurs, which is
Wow.
pretty
It's such a
amazing.
big number,
It
right?
really
When
is.
you
It's like
think about it,
3%.
and that's like, yeah.
And
amazing.
Well, and then their family members. like-
exactly, that's, almost over 4 million people. It's just awesome. And what's also really awesome is that when we donate, all the funds are donated directly,
Right.
which is really important.
And I think that's something people want to hear if they're making a donation or a
Yes.
contribution to an organization or a nonprofit, especially when it's attached to a company. You want to make
Right.
sure that it's going to the right place. And
Yes,
with Whole Planet Foundation, you can trust and feel good that that's where it's going.
yes. And we mentioned, previously that the loan recipients are largely women, so 87% are women. And the average first loan around the world is $182. It's more like $1,500, I think, in the United States,
Yeah, and
Oh,
you think
wow.
about what it takes.
which is not a lot.
It's not a lot, but you think about your car payment or, a bill that you have to pay, or just, you can spend $100 and something pretty easily. Where is it going here? It's making that big of an impact.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And that is amazing though, that amount of money can like go
Right.
so far
Right,
and change
this-
someone's life.
Exactly.
And change someone's town or like
Mhm.
little village that they live in like so much.
Right, and then so on and so on for children. So.
That's pretty cool.
It is. It's pretty awesome. So, when the entrepreneurs get loans, the repayment rate is staggeringly high, I think. Considering a lot of these women they don't have business degrees.
Mm-hmm.
This is new to them and all the intricacies of running a business, so 97% is pretty awesome.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
And it goes back to the support that those microfinance,
Yes.
institutions really provide for these groups. It's not just here's a loan and good luck. It's
Yeah, like,
here's a
here's the
meeting.
money, that's
yeah,
what we
here's
did.
the meeting. Good luck. It really provides a lot of support and community building in that.
And, they have weekly center meetings and, the person who's, responsible for this group of people goes over everything that they need to learn for that particular week and collects the money and the pride, and the
Right.
MC is just, it's over the top.
So it's awesome.
Indescribable,
I think I
actually.
need that.
I know. I think we could all use a little support in that department. I think
Yeah.
somebody checking in every week might be a
I know.
really nice thing.
You're like, how are you doing?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, let's talk about where we work. Let's look at this map because it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, there are 73 eligible countries, which is pretty amazing in and of itself. And right now we're in 71 countries and we have 174 different projects. And if you think of all the details to run each project, that's a lot of work on the part of a lot of people.
Yes, it
Yeah, it
is.
is.
A lot of dedication.
Mhm.
So,
And people who do it because they're passionate about it, not because it's something that they're told to do or they have to do,
yes, absolutely. And then we've raised $89 million since the inception, which is just,
It's outstanding.
it's, again, no words, that's a
Yeah.
frequent theme, you could say that.
So we talk about how we've raised this money You know, it really comes from our supplier partners that we have in the stores, but also our customers, right? They're able
Right.
to come in, and especially during this month, we have an opportunity for people to donate at the registers, right, and round up and that sort of thing, which is a big help for us. You're gonna see that a lot in our stores right
And
now.
that's when we
Yes.
get really excited
Mhm.
about this
Yes.
program. Not that we're not excited about it year round, because it is
Right.
it is a foundation that operates year round.
It
But
does.
this, for the month of March, we all get a little amped up about Old
Yeah,
Climate
March is the
Foundation.
month. March is the month. Yep, we have contests and we have team members going above and beyond, and
You'll see so many things in the store this month.
Fun
Yeah.
events.
Lots of fun. Lots of events,
Yeah.
lots
yeah,
of
lots of signage, letting
Yeah.
you know what's going on, and
pop-up food,
Mhm.
like all kinds
Oh,
of neat
yes.
stuff.
oh yeah,
We can go over
pop-up
more
food
events
is-
too.
Yeah.
Pardon?
We can go over more events a little later too. We have
Absolutely.
some really fun things coming up
We
in the
do.
stores.
We
Which
do.
are cool. But let's see firsthand how these loans have affected people. Like,
Yes.
That's kind of fun. So I have a video here. Let's see what we can do.
And this is a video of
Ruba. Yeah, this is Ruba's story.
मेरा नाम रूपा है। मैं एक कैश कार्ड की क्लाइंट हूँ। मैं एक गरीब परिवार से हूँ, फिर भी हमको कैश कार्ड ने इतना वो किया कि हम पैसा कुछ भी नहीं खरीद पाए। कैश कार्ड से पहले मैं 10,000 ली थी पैसा, फिर उसके बाद में गैया खरीदूँ। एक गैया का दूध बेच कर फिर मैंने 2 गैया लिया, फिर उसके बाद हम 3 खरीदे, वो जो गैया रहने वाली गौशाला टाइप का अपना वो बनवाए। फिर मेरे बच्चे भी पढ़ रहे हैं और इंग्लिश मीडियम में। 3 बच्चे भी, एक छोटी वाली नहीं पढ़ रही है, बड़ी वाली इंग्लिश मीडियम में पढ़। कैश कार्ड से हम ही क्या बहुत लोग आगे बढ़े। उसमें ऐसा हुआ कि जो बहुत गरीबी थे, जो 10 रुपया सैकड़े से लोग बच रहे थे, दे रहे थे वो ठाकुर से यार, इसलिए हम उनसे 10,000, 20,000, 25,000, 50,000, 60,000, 65,000 तक हमको कैश कार्ड लोन दे रहा है। उसको हम ले रहे हैं, अपनी अच्छी तरह व्यवस्था करें। कुछ है 10,000, 20,000 लिए अपनी रोजगार कर रहे हैं, फिर आगे गाड़ी गई 2 साल 4 साल बाद अपने से अपनी गाड़ी गरीबी दूर करेंगे और अच्छे से व्यवस्था करेंगे। हाँ? मतलब हमको जो पैसा दे रहे हैं, पहले तो ये जो कि हम लोग महाजनों से बचे, 20 रुपया सैकड़े पर, 10 रुपया सैकड़े पर, वो सबसे बचे। हाँ, जो कि पहले के लोग जानते हैं 10,000 लेते थे, उसका 1,50,000 भरते थे, और नहीं भरते थे ना तो आकर गांव पर डंडा मारते थे और गाय बेटी को भी गाली देते थे। ऐसी स्थिति थी। हाँ, और इससे तो हम लोग की इज्जत बची, और सभी मेरे माँ बहन जो हैं घर की, सबका हम लोग खुद शान से बोल सकते हैं, चल चाहे जो भी, चाहे ठाकुर है चाहे बाबा ना, कुछ को किसी को कुछ नहीं समझते। भैया तू अपने रास्ते, हम अपने रास्ते। हाँ, क्यों? क्योंकि हम लोग बचते हैं, हम लोग का कम गरीबी से दूर हो रहे हैं, हम उनको बहुत धन्यवाद करें।
Well, and that's quite a story right there.
yeah, and it's not, you know, glamorous, it's real. Like
No,
that's
not
somebody's
glamorous at all.
Yeah, real life and the impact that it's making.
One someone's whose life was changed by buying a cow. You know, like,
Right.
I bought a
right.
cow with this money, and then I can buy another one, and it's as simple as that. And then my kids can go to school. Like,
Right.
we
And
don't
then
even
everything
think about
education
that.
provides.
Yeah, then my kids can go to school. Like, we don't think that way, you know.
And
so,
she mentioned, and I feel I have dignity now.
Yes.
Which is really important as well.
Right.
So, I don't know. These stories are. It's good to see, like, kind of firsthand.
They're very
Right.
powerful.
Yeah, hugely powerful. So we have another one for you. This is, how is it, Jaime? Jaime's story?
Gem?
Gem. See, I'm so bad at this. Anyway.
You're good, you're good. You're sharing the story. That's the
Yeah,
important
I know,
part.
that is the important part. So let's check out Gem's story.
My name is Jaimee Mitchell, and I'm the Associate Coordinator of Construction for the 365 team. I've always wanted to do a volunteer trip with Whole Planet Foundation. The work that they were doing with Whole Planet Foundation and that Whole Trade was doing with our quality standards, both for the environment and for the suppliers, was at the crux of why I work for Whole Foods Market. We not only break bread with people, but we have values and a mission statement that really make people's lives better every day. This trip so far has surpassed my expectations in almost every way. We have been joking as a group that we have no idea how to present this to our teens when we get home because it really is sensory overload and pictures don't do it justice. How are we not only going to tell the story when we get back, but how do we continue to live it? Like, how do we continue to give and to embrace like what we've learned here and practice, right? Just practice being a part of our community and not taking things for granted. And I think it really is about staying involved, whether it's with these particular organizations or with Whole Planet Foundation in general. I think giving of oneself is really important. I would say that these Whole Planet Foundation trips have the ability to enrich your life in a way that you can't even imagine, and that will surpass expectation. And it's the only way that we can really give back to these communities and help them preserve their culture is by learning from them and starting to embody it ourselves.
So it's Jaimee's story.
Jamie's
Yes.
story, yes.
Not this Jaimee.
Jamie and Jamie.
Yes.
Different ways to spell
I
it.
know, very
Really
similar
are. No, that's good.
though. Yeah.
So many different ways to say it, you know?
Yes.
Oh, good. Well, so that was cool though. So we've gone over, so our team members get really excited about like telling our customers about the work we're doing in the country, in these countries and with these women, and get our customers like really excited, and we try to have these. Also, like our team members get really excited by these immersive trips.
Yes.
You go to work with these women who have received these loans. And Dena, you were saying, like watching that video, you were like, I was there. Could you tell us a little bit more about that? That's
Sure.
awesome.
I mean, that was a trip to India, and I was in India almost 3 years ago. And when they were on the boat, that's in Varanasi, which is a very holy place in India. That was the Ganges River. And I, spent a couple weeks. I was immersed in the culture, and we visited a business, the microfinance organization, and then we saw women at the center meeting, and then we went to visit their businesses, and then we provided community service. So there's lots of different things,
Very cool.
Yeah, I could talk a lot, but Jaimee needs to have some time too. for her
Oh, I
trip.
love listening to
Yeah.
you talk about your trip. It sounds amazing.
I love listening to both of you talk.
I
Yeah.
know, it really is
So-
inspiring,
And
right?
team members who go on these trips, like listening to them talk, you get really inspired. because
Yeah.
It's like a once in a lifetime opportunity, really.
And
And
it's
it's
not every day.
And it's
some-
through our job. Like,
I
it's
know.
our- through
It's-
our
this
job.
is like your work.
It's like, great, it's amazing.
So just some details about how it works.
Sure, that, the team member volunteer program is, as I was saying before, it's a very multifaceted. So, part of what Whole Foods Market wants to do is immerse us in the culture of the country we were visiting. And then we learn a lot about Whole Planet Foundation by visiting, we visit a village where women are receiving loans, and we actually see them repaying their loans. And we meet with a microfinance organization. And then we provide community service. I worked in a children's home for boys. And then another important part of the trip is to go see a supplier partner. And in my case, we saw Frontier Co-op Spices, and you'll see those on our shelves.
Awesome.
And the gentleman who took us through all that was explaining how it works and how they work with the organic farmers. And then they took us out to a village where Sattva Living, which is organic cotton clothing that we now source, and we saw the organic cotton fields and met villagers. It was fascinating.
That's so cool.
It was.
And Jaimee, want
Yes.
to share with us a little bit about your trip? And you have some pictures too.
Yes, I have some pictures we can show.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, this was before an iPhone. I didn't have, a real great phone.
Before
So you
an
can't-
iPhone.
I know, it's pretty
Those
amazing.
are beautiful pictures.
Yeah, so in 2010 I was able to go to Guatemala through the Whole Planet Foundation volunteer program, and we went to one of the most, as you can see in this picture, one of the most beautiful places in the country, but it's also one that has really the most poverty. And like Dena, we provided community service, we worked in a school, we also worked with local masons and built energy efficient stoves for women to cook with, so they weren't working on an open fire and exposing themselves to smoke. And we also got to meet one of our supplier partners, Allegro Coffee, which you'll also see on our shelves. And it was incredible to go out there. You know, we would hike through, you know, basically this jungle to these coffee plantation. And then, you know, you hear about when they're growing coffee, like it's gonna be this big giant field, but really you can see it's like growing in these gorgeous places by people like this man right here, Martine.
Martine, very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And it really provides this connection, I feel, for us to see this full circle of the impact that we have as a team member,
Right.
the impact we can have as customers, because we're all, you know, customers of Whole Foods Market as well, and our suppliers. And it's like we were saying, you know, this chain of events that really brings it into perspective. So we got to meet with our microfinance partner and go to these women's meetings where, you know, if one of them is having trouble, they all kind of band together and make sure that everyone's able to continue to repay their loan. It's really a community effort involved there. And yeah, just so powerful to see how something so small can really change
Like do so
somebody's
much good.
Yeah, it can do so much
These
good.
lives.
Yeah, and pictures don't do it justice. It's really,
Oh, those pictures are great.
it
though.
is life changing. Yeah.
Well, I'm jealous. I don't know about you all. but-
Yeah, be jealous
Definitely
because
jealous.
it is, you know, we struggle finding the words. I know we keep saying it's amazing and powerful and inspiring and incredible, and it really is all those things,
It
but
is.
it's hard to say.
Well, this is the month where you can have an impact.
Mhm.
But you, again, like I was saying, you can have an impact all year round. Come into the stores, see what we're doing. We're definitely gonna have pop-ups. We're gonna have events.
Yeah.
Name one of
Yes.
the events, Dena. You have 10 seconds.
This Saturday in Fresh Pond, we're having a henna artist,
Ooh.
actually who's from India, who will be painting henna on decorating.
So go get your henna done.
Yes.
Check out the stores, and thank you to our suppliers. Have a wonderful night, Cambridge, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.